In a move that is surprising absolutely nobody, Haya Toys has just put out the solicitation information for a heat ray version of Godzilla 2002. So here is the Instagram post. Here is a synopsis of the movie, and here's a description of the figure itself. So this brand new heat ray Godzilla action figure stands 18 centimeters tall, based on the appearance in Godzilla against Mechagodzilla 2002, recreates the appearance of movie costume. That's debatable. Faithfully reproduces Godzilla's fierce eyes, reptilian mouth, intense dark gray skin, and other details. The yellowed weathering on the teeth and claws adds biosense. So I guess what they're trying to convey here is that it's meant to look like an actual creature. Featuring an eye-catching blue-white paint dorsal fin with clear parts, multiple joints through the body, ensuring an authentic appearance while providing a wide range of articulation, includes the accessories that we'll see in the photos themselves. Okay, so here's the photo. Clear plastic. Okay, I like how the spines look here. I don't think they look particularly heat rayish. They look a little bit more subdued in tone. But the clear crystal plastic, I am a fan of. I think that looks nice. As folks will point out, there's just still something off about the figure. And I believe it's in the head. There's just, it's like, it's uncanny, right? It's there, it's so close, but there's just something about it that's not right. For the life of me, I cannot tell if this is the original sculpt or if this is the new sculpt. I'm sure folks that have paid more attention to the details of the suit and of this movie will be able to figure it out right away. But for someone like me, the Kyu saga is not like my favorite part of the franchise. I cannot tell. I honestly cannot tell if this is the old prototype or if this is the new prototype. My guess is that it's the old prototype, but I don't know. So just moving through here, a lot of these shots look similar. Now, when you get to here, though, the spines don't look clear, which is why having the solicitation say that they're clear was reassuring to me. But here, they look pretty opaque, do they not? And then you move over here, and they look much more crystal-like. Well, maybe not in some of these photos. Here, they definitely look crystal-like, the way that it's catching the light. But then you get over here, and now I'm not so sure. So here's hoping, like, the solicitation says it's clear plastic. If anybody remembers the original 2002, they actually had two different figures in the promo shots. They've done that with the Heat Ray Godzilla 2014 as well. So just cycling through the rest of the photos here. Yeah, again, here I could see it being clear, just not the light not being the most generous. And here we go. Here's the pack out. He has the more standard looking hands and then some hands more splayed out. And then there's the beam effect that we have seen with the GMK, with the Hokkaido 91, and recolored in red for the Godzilla 99. So this heat ray is, you know, we're used to seeing it at this point. But here, there are two issues I have with this figure, okay, with the solicitation. One is, there is not a single shot with him actually using the heat ray. It's just him with his mouth closed the entire time, which is why the shots look the same throughout everything. All these photos, it's like you're just looking at the same shot, maybe from a couple of different angles, but it's all the same pose, same figure. Yeah, not a single shot of him with the heat ray. So I have no idea what it's going to look like in his mouth. Like, what happens if the mouth opens, you put the heat ray in, and it just doesn't look good? I think that's a big swing and a miss there. The second thing, and it's more of a problem for Haya than it is for the consumer, although problems for the company are not good as well. This is the same heat ray piece. This is the same heat ray piece that we've seen with all the other figures before. If you're the kind of person that doesn't need the spines to light up when there's a beam, that means that this beam effect, if you get the 91 Hokkaido Godzilla, presumably the standard Godzilla 2002 will have the same head with the same port, because the 91 had the port, even though it's not the heat ray version. Presumably the GMK standard figure will have the port for this beam as well. So they're kind of making their figures in a way such that if you have one heat ray figure, you can use that heat ray with all of them, if you're not too bummed out about the blue spines. Now, for the folks that are die-hard accuracy stands, right? Like, you know, if you're gonna have a heat ray, you're gonna use the heat ray version. But for someone like me, like, I'm gonna grab these figures because, like, I want to review them on the channel. But I don't. Well, one, I don't really display my heat ray effects, so it's kind of a non-issue. But it's like, for somebody like me, if I have one heat ray that I can just use interchangeably, that's great. I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna buy a heat ray GMK. I'm not gonna buy a heat ray 2002. Obviously, I'd have to buy a G99 because the heat ray's a different color. But to that point, if I get the heat ray G99 figure with the red beam, and then the upcoming standard Burning Godzilla 95 has the port in his mouth, then I'm set. I don't need a beam version of that figure. But they're going to make one anyway, right? Like, we all saw this coming. We all knew this was coming. So, again, that's a good thing for the consumer. It means there's few figures that you can buy if it, you know, if that how you want to do it. But I just feel like Haya is shooting themselves in the foot with how they're handling these releases. So, looking at the comments, like the top comment, Spy Knows the Bomb. How about you release repaints about a year after the original release, not when the original hasn't even come out yet? Please fix this. It's bad for your business. I'm inclined to agree with that. Like, what they did with Godzilla 2014 seems like the better strategy. This guy's just put it out of frame. Godzilla 2014 came out earlier. Is it earlier this year? Like 2025 feels like it's been forever. And then the Heat Ray version's not coming out till end of this year. That seems like a much better strategy than what's going on here. Okay, price 54 USD. So again, it's a little bit higher than 51. I'm gonna guess that 54 is just like the new price point. Release date 2026 quarter 2. So if you've watched my interview coverage with Haya from Comic-Con 2025, they weren't able to give me a release schedule for their upcoming figures, but they did mention that Godzilla 2002 and Mechagodzilla 93 needed some more time because the figures were completely redone. This being 2026 Q2 means that we have an idea of when the first one might come out, which I guess is good. I mean, the most delayed figure at this point has been Godzilla Evolved, I think. It was delayed for so long. The standard version of this figure was due Q3 2025, which we are halfway through as of today. We are halfway through that. No word on release. Like, there's a chance that it doesn't get released until Q2 2026 alongside the Heat Ray version. That would be crazy. The head is definitely something, all right. So, yeah. Not a fan of how they use the exact same heat ray for all these figures. Understandable. It's really interesting seeing the comments be split sort of 50-50. People really, really liking the figure, and then some people focusing on the fact that they just take a long time to release things. So, that's the figure. I will have affiliate links for INS Hobby up when they are available. If you'd like to use that to support the channel, that's great. But I am curious to hear from you, like, one, do you think that this is the first prototype that's been recolored, or do you think it's a new prototype? And then second, what is it about this sculpt that's, like, making it uncanny? I do suspect it's the head. I've seen some folks point out it's, like, the lower jaw / throat area that makes the whole thing just look not quite right. But I am curious to hear from you about it. Anyway, guys, that's the coverage of this one. Oh, wait, no, I forgot the big punchline. Wakasa quote tweeted the figure announcement with just saying, which is not good. That's not good. I don't like that. This reminds me of, like, when Kojima goes to the movies, and if it's a great movie, he'll talk about what he likes about it. But then when he goes and sees a movie that he's not very impressed with, he's just like, saw the Marvels.